In the twilight of human understanding, we find ourselves peering into the abyss of our own origins. The eye, that most exquisite of organs, has long been a source of fascination and terror for scientists and philosophers alike. Even the great Darwin himself, in his seminal work on the origin of species, confessed to a profound unease when contemplating the eye's intricate design. To suppose that the eye could have been formed by natural selection seems, I freely confess, absurd in the highest possible degree, Darwin wrote, his words echoing through the centuries like a ghostly whisper. Yet, in the same breath, he posited that if numerous gradations from a simple and imperfect eye to one complex and perfect could be shown to exist, each grade being useful to its possessor, then the difficulty of believing the eye could have been formed by natural selection, though insuperable by our imagination, should not be considered as subversive of the theory. But what dark truths lie hidden beneath the surface of this seemingly innocuous organ? As we delve deeper into the shadowy realm of ocular evolution, we find ourselves confronted with unsettling revelations that challenge our very understanding of what it means to be human. Consider, if you will, the eerie similarities between human eyes and those of nocturnal predators. The owl, that silent hunter of the night, shares with us an uncanny sensitivity to the color blue. This peculiar trait, a remnant of our own nocturnal past, hints at a time when our ancestors prowled the darkness, their eyes gleaming with predatory intent. But what price did we pay for this evolutionary advantage? As we emerged from the shadows into the harsh light of day, our eyes struggled to adapt. The scattered bones of our ancestors tell a tale of agonizing transition, their eye sockets gradually shifting to accommodate a diurnal existence. One can almost hear the echoes of their pain, reverberating through the ages. Yet, the true horror of our ocular evolution lies not in our past, but in the unsettling implications for our future. As we peer into the mirror of our genetic code, we find ourselves confronted with the specter of color blindness, a condition that affects approximately 8% of males and 0.5% of females. At first glance, this might seem like a mere quirk of genetics, a harmless variation in the tapestry of human diversity. But as we peel back the layers of scientific understanding, a more sinister truth emerges. Colorblindness, far from being a simple defect, may in fact be an adaptive trait, a ghostly echo of our species' struggle for survival. Imagine, if you will, a world where the ability to distinguish subtle variations in green and brown could mean the difference between life and death. In such an environment, those individuals who could more easily spot camouflaged predators or elusive prey would have a distinct advantage. It is in this crucible of natural selection that color blindness may have been forged. But the implications of this revelation are far more chilling than mere survival. If color blindness is indeed an adaptive trait, what other seemingly detrimental conditions might actually be evolutionary advantages in disguise? What dark potential lies dormant in our genes, waiting to be awakened by the right environmental pressures? As we contemplate these questions, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of a terrifying realization. Our eyes, those windows to the soul, may in fact be portals to a much darker truth about our species' past and future. The haunting parallels between human vision and that of other species extend far beyond mere color perception. Consider the curious case of the cuttlefish, a creature whose eyes bear an uncanny resemblance to our own. Despite being separated by millions of years of evolution, both humans and cuttlefish have developed camera-type eyes with a lens, iris, and retina. This convergent evolution raises disturbing questions about the nature of consciousness and perception. If two vastly different species can independently develop such similar visual systems, what does this say about the fundamental nature of reality? Are we all simply prisoners of our biology, doomed to perceive the world through a lens shaped by the cold, unfeeling hand of natural selection? As we delve deeper into the murky waters of ocular evolution, we encounter yet another unsettling revelation. The human eye, for all its apparent complexity, is far from perfect. Our retinas are in fact installed backward, with light-sensing cells behind a layer of nerves and blood vessels. This seemingly illogical design results in a blind spot where the optic nerve passes through the retina. One cannot help but wonder, is this imperfection a cruel joke played by nature or a sinister reminder of our own limitations? Perhaps it serves as a chilling metaphor for the blind spots in our understanding of the world around us and of ourselves. But the true horror lies not in what we can see, but in what remains hidden from our view. The human eye is capable of perceiving only a tiny fraction of the electromagnetic spectrum. What eldritch horrors might lurk just beyond the veil of our perception, invisible to our limited senses? As we stand at the threshold of a new era in human evolution, we find ourselves confronted with the possibility of transcending our biological limitations. The advent of gene editing technologies like CRISPR raises the specter of a future where we can reshape our very essence, including our visual capabilities. But at what cost? As we tinker with the delicate machinery of our eyes, we risk unleashing unforeseen consequences. Imagine a world where enhanced vision becomes the norm, where those without genetic modifications find themselves at a crippling disadvantage. The social and ethical implications of such a scenario are nothing short of nightmarish. Moreover, as we push the boundaries of human perception, we may find ourselves ill-equipped to handle the psychological toll of seeing too much. There is a reason, after all, why our eyes have evolved to filter out certain wavelengths of light. What eldritch horrors might be revealed if we were suddenly able to perceive the full spectrum of reality? In the end, we are left with more questions than answers. The evolution of the human eye remains a mystery wrapped in an enigma, a dark reflection of our own uncertain origins and uncertain future. As we continue to probe the depths of this shadowy realm, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared for the truths we might uncover? For in the words of Friedrich Nietzsche, if you gaze long into an abyss, the abyss also gazes into you. And in the case of the human eye, that abyss may be deeper and darker than we ever dared imagine.